Welcome back to Literacy Kaleidoscope with your host, Yolda Balda. So, I'm going to talk about reviewing the book A Cruel Thirst, in which we get pre-Hispanic mythos and vampires, and we put them together and have an enemies to lovers story. It's really interesting. Can't wait to talk to you about it. So in A Cruel Thirst, we follow our male lead, Lalo, which I absolutely adore. His name is Lalo. According to Goodreads, it's Lalo Fuentes, who is such an autistically coded character that I don't care that he's not said to be autistic, but he's very autistic and watches his parents get killed by vampires, and because he has that very large trait of going for justice, he puts himself in danger and hunts down this vampire and gets turned into a vampire. So he, again, goes into a very hyper-focused, using that same knowledge that he used to find the vampires, uncovers where his sire's sire, and the only way to stop being a vampire is in this remote town in the middle of Mexico. Along with his only surviving family relative, which is his sister, he goes on a trip to go to this town to kill the sire and free himself from this curse of vampirism so he doesn't hurt his sister, but also the vampires that attacked his parents won't attack his younger sister. And sadly, he doesn't know, and finds out that this town is protected by the Fuentes, and he ends up meeting, I am terrible at saying her name, so I'm just going to use Google Translate to say her name, and then I'll just call her Carla, because I tried saying the name and I can't get it right.
Carolina.
Carolina. I don't know why my tongue doesn't work. Carolina. Carla. And she is this young woman who has been raised by vampire hunters and been trained by her grandfather, who is a great vampire hunter and the protector of the town. All of her family is the protector of the town. But she herself wants to be the next protector. But sadly, as she is a young woman in a Mexican culture, her father sees her as someone who's going to get married and expand the family wealth, and she doesn't want to do that. She doesn't even want to move the town. And after the death of her grandfather, her mentor, the only person who's believed in her, dies and gets killed by a vampire, and she also deals with the whole fact that she may have caused his death, which is terrifying and horrifying and, understandable, and she has a ton of guilt in that process. She also ends up meeting Lalo, and she wants to kill him, but also finds him super attractive. And so she feels terrible that she wants to kill him because she also doesn't want to fall in love with him, but she's kind of falling in love with him. And Lalo, who is soft-spoken, who's very educated, who's very well-read, is kind of dealing with the fact that here's this super attractive woman who is headstrong, who's smart, who's skilled, who terrifies him because she does try to kill him the first time they meet. So it's like, my gosh, she is trying to kill me. She's crazy. But also, she's super skilled and super attractive because she's super skilled. And so they meet and end up living together. And there's a whole thing where she says that, like, oh yeah, we're engaged. And he's like, what? Wait, what? It's like, yeah, we're madly in love. Say this or I'm going to stay up, tell everyone that you're a vampire and they're going to kill you. Okay, yeah, we're engaged. And there's a whole, like, fighting for her honor, which is awkward because he doesn't know how to fight. And I wasn't going to say that because she doesn't want anyone to fight her honor. No, she gets that it's a thing, but she hates the fact that he has to do it because he doesn't even know how to shoot a gun. What's hilarious is at one point he does end up killing a vampire, but he ends up killing a vampire because the fence is made out of stakes. So he takes a stake and kills a vampire with a fence. So that's hilarious. And as they're uncovering who the sire is and where to find the sire, more of her own family, the supposed protectors of the village, the town, is uncovered. And the more she finds out that there's secrets that even her grandfather, who she trusted and thought would never have any secrets, have been hiding from her. And it's shocking and it's terrifying and intimidating, but it allows her to grow as a person. So it's really good. It's well written. There's also a lesbian relationship in the background. Their relationship doesn't fully bloom Which is kind of the only reason I want a sequel, because I want the relationship to be a thing, but like the whole conflict gets resolved by the end of it, so we're probably not going to sequel, which is kind of disappointing because I want the lesbians. I want a book with the lesbians. They could be bisexual because they're hopeless romantics. Lalo's sister is a hopeless romantic, but she's also smart and also skilled. She, unlike Lalo, who doesn't understand parties or understand like getting next to like influence and whatnot, Lalo's sister, she's good. She's good. Like, dealing with high society. Like, so good. So good. And her cousin is the same way. She's very, like, she's the very pinnacle of elegance and being a proper lady in the time period. But she also is a hopeless romantic and who falls in love with Lalo's sister. And Lalo's sister is also falling in love with Lalo's cousin. Carlo's cousin. And so their relationship is shown. It's amazing and fantastical, and I absolutely adore it. And I wish we got to see their relationship actually bloom a little bit, but it's mostly on Carla and Lalo, so that kind of makes sense. But I really wish that relationship, we could have seen that relationship, because it would have been perfect for each other. Like, if Lalo's sister was a brother, boy, like, that relationship, they would have been powerhouses for the two households. Yeah, I'm just saying, the time period gay relationships is questionable, but I still want them to be together. As a lesbian couple that are also going to be like super strong and interesting, especially in the time period, but gosh darn, I wanted them to be a thing. Oh my gosh, how much it would have changed if Lalo had a brother. And I'm so glad it was a sister, because it works. It works so much better, because if Lalo had a brother after losing their parents, Lalo's brother could have been independent. With a sister, being the fact this is Mexico in this time period, men had much more power and rights and stuff. So it makes sense. But again, like, is that the reason why we don't see the relationship going? Because it's a lesbian relationship? I don't know. But yeah, that while it was a little minor part of the story, was one of the things that made me adore it. Also, like, the pre-Hispanic gods, the fact that the vampire mythos is done with pre-Hispanic gods. Beautiful touch. Absolutely adored it. I have a little understanding of the pre-Hispanic gods, but they really brought them to life and really made their presence known and brought that fear. And the whole Mexican communities of being unified and working together, the parties, how Carla's grandfather's life was celebrated, were really well done. Absolutely adored it. It got the cultural aspect of Mexico really well. Absolutely adored it. Can't wait to talk about some other cool books. I'm going to talk about Barrier Gaze. I'm probably just going to do short, because if I talk too much about it, it's going to give away the whole story. See you then. Bye.